Have you ever watched an ambulance speed by with its lights flashing and wondered about the human drama unfolding inside? What if I told you that one particular ambulance didn't just save lives? It transformed how emergency medicine understands the power of emotional connection and healing? This isn't just another rescue story. This is the incredible journey of how 189 human lives became intertwined through one vehicle, creating a legacy that would rewrite emergency response protocols and prove that compassion can be as vital as any medical equipment. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover emotional stories that most paramedics never share publicly, the profound human journeys that happen in those critical moments between life and death. You'll learn how this ambulance became a mobile classroom for empathy, facilitating personal transformations that extended far beyond the patients to the caregivers themselves. These aren't just statistics. These are family legacy moments that demonstrate how vehicles can become catalysts for emotional healing and renewed hope in the most desperate circumstances. But here's what might surprise you most. The life lessons from these 189 incredible comebacks didn't just benefit those directly involved. They created ripple effects that are saving lives in your community right now. Are you ready to understand how emotional connections in emergency situations can mean the difference between survival and something much deeper? Because what you're about to discover will change how you view every emergency vehicle you see from this moment forward. There's something profoundly moving about emergency vehicles. They're not just machines rushing to save lives. They're vessels carrying the weight of human journeys at their most vulnerable moments. 189 lives saved represents exactly what Automotive Legacy Stories is all about, uncovering the emotional stories behind vehicles that become heroes in their own right. This particular ambulance's journey isn't just about medical equipment and response times. It's about the emotional connections formed between paramedics and patients, the personal transformations witnessed within its walls, and the family legacy moments it helped preserve against all odds. We explore how this single vehicle became a catalyst for incredible comebacks and emotional healing, creating human experiences that would change emergency response protocols forever. Imagine being the paramedic who delivered 47 babies in that ambulance's back compartment, or the family whose loved one was revived 3 separate times within those same walls. These are the emotional stories that transform a simple emergency vehicle into a living, breathing character in countless human journeys. Through exploring these personal transformations, we discover how vehicles become silent partners in our most pivotal life moments, carrying not just patience but hopes, fears, and the raw essence of human experiences. The emotional connections formed in that ambulance created a legacy that extended far beyond its mechanical function, teaching us profound life lessons about resilience, compassion, and the unexpected ways vehicles can facilitate emotional healing. What if I told you that the most significant medical breakthroughs sometimes happen not in sterile laboratories, but in the back of a speeding ambulance filled with emotional stories of survival and human connection? This particular vehicle, with incredible comebacks and the renewed hope it provided to 189 families, represents exactly why we created Automotive Legacy Stories, to explore how cars, trucks, and even ambulances become integral to our family legacy narratives. These aren't just machines. They're time capsules of our most vulnerable moments, carrying the emotional weight of human journeys that deserve to be remembered and celebrated for the life lessons they teach us all.
This powerful story of human resilience and emotional connections is for anyone who has ever looked at an emergency vehicle and wondered about the lives it has touched. The people who understand that behind every siren wail, there's a human journey unfolding. We're speaking to those who crave authentic emotional stories that reveal the depth of our shared human experiences, who recognize that vehicles often become silent witnesses to our most vulnerable moments. If you've ever felt your heart race at the sound of an ambulance, or wondered about the personal transformations happening inside those speeding vehicles, these human journeys are for you. They are for anyone who believes that the most powerful family legacy moments often happen in the most unexpected places. Specifically, Automotive Legacy Stories speaks to families who want to preserve and understand the emotional connections that vehicles facilitate across generations. Parents who want to share meaningful life lessons with their children about compassion and community. We read for the first responders who live these emotional stories daily but rarely get to share the profound impact of their work on their own emotional healing and personal transformation. This content resonates with people who've experienced their their own incredible comebacks and understand how a simple vehicle can become a symbol of renewed hope and survival. If you value authentic human experiences over manufactured drama and believe that the truest family legacy is built through shared stories of resilience and connection, then these narratives are crafted specifically for you. But here's what's truly fascinating. These emotional stories about human journeys and family legacy have a way of connecting with people from all walks of life. Because at our core, we all understand the universal language of hope, survival, and emotional connections. Whether you're a healthcare professional who's witnessed similar incredible comebacks, a vehicle enthusiast who appreciates the deeper meaning behind emergency response equipment, or simply someone who believes in the power of emotional healing through shared human experiences, these stories have something profound to offer. And the beautiful part, you might discover that your own family legacy includes moments where emergency vehicles played a pivotal role in creating the life lessons that shaped who you are today.
The real problem we're readdressing is the overwhelming lack of genuine content that reveals the profound human journeys happening behind the flashing lights and sirens of emergency vehicles. Most media focuses on the technical aspects or dramatic rescues, completely missing the emotional stories and personal transformations that occur within these mobile sanctuaries. We're resolving the disconnect between seeing ambulances as mere machines and understanding them as vessels of emotional connections and family legacy preservation. The world needs to hear about the incredible comebacks and emotional healing that happen in these spaces, not just the statistics and response times that dominate traditional emergency service narratives. Think about it. When was the last time you heard about the paramedic who formed such deep emotional connections with patients that they attended their weddings years later? Or the family whose loved one's final moments were made peaceful because of the compassionate human experiences inside that ambulance? These are the emotional stories that get lost in our fast-paced, numbers-driven world. Yet they contain the most valuable life lessons about compassion, resilience, and the true meaning of family legacy. We're bridging the gap between clinical emergency response protocols and the raw, authentic human journeys that transform both patients and caregivers through shared vulnerability and renewed hope. The deeper issue we're tackling is society's tendency to compartmentalize emergency services as purely functional, missing the profound personal transformation that occurs when human beings connect at life's most critical moments. By sharing these emotional stories, we're not just entertaining. We're facilitating emotional healing and understanding of how vehicles become integral to our most significant human experiences. We're revealing how something as seemingly clinical as an ambulance can become the setting for the most powerful family legacy moments and incredible comebacks that redefine what is possible in emergency medicine and human connection. Our fundamental promise is to deliver emotional stories that reveal how ordinary vehicles become extraordinary catalysts for human journeys, filled with hope, healing, and profound personal transformation. We guarantee that each narrative will uncover the deep emotional connections formed in the most unexpected places, showing how cars, trucks, and emergency vehicles facilitate incredible comebacks that redefine what's possible in human resilience. Through these authentic accounts, we promise to demonstrate how vehicles become silent partners in preserving family legacy and creating moments of emotional healing that transcend their mechanical functions. Specifically, with 189 lives saved, we promise to take you inside the emotional stories that transformed emergency response protocols forever, revealing how one ambulance became a mobile classroom for compassion and a sanctuary for human experiences at their most vulnerable. We'll show you how this vehicle facilitated renewed hope for families facing unimaginable circumstances, and how the life lessons learned within its walls created a ripple effect of positive change throughout the emergency medical community. You'll discover the personal transformation experienced by the paramedics who worked in this ambulance and how their emotional connections with patients led to innovations that saved countless additional lives. Most importantly, we promise that these narratives will leave you with a renewed appreciation for the human journeys unfolding around us every day and the vehicles that facilitate them. You'll gain insight into how emotional stories like these can inspire your own personal transformation and help you recognize the family legacy moments happening in your own life through the vehicles you encounter. We guarantee that by the end of each story, you'll never look at an ambulance or any vehicle the same way again. Understanding their profound role in our collective human experiences and emotional healing processes. Our unique differentiator lies in our unwavering focus on the people and their emotional journeys, not the vehicles themselves. We explore the human experiences that transform machines into meaningful parts of our life stories. While other channels might discuss ambulance specifications or emergency response techniques, we dive deep into the emotional stories and personal transformations that occur within these mobile environments, revealing how they become settings for family legacy moments and incredible comebacks. Our approach centers on the emotional connections formed between people in crisis and their caregivers, showing how these human journeys create lasting impact far beyond the immediate emergency. What truly sets us apart is our commitment to authenticity and the genuine emotional healing that comes from sharing these powerful human experiences. We don't dramatize or sensationalize, we present the raw, real emotional stories of people whose lives intersected in profound ways through their shared experiences with vehicles. Our focus on the life lessons learned and the renewed hope that emerges from even the most challenging circumstances creates content that's not just entertaining, but genuinely transformative for our audience. We're documenting the family legacy being built through these shared moments of vulnerability and strength. The most significant differentiator is how we connect these specific emotional stories to universal human experiences, making them relevant to everyone regardless of their background with emergency services. By exploring how one ambulance's journey impacted 189 families and changed emergency response protocols, we're demonstrating how vehicles facilitate personal transformation on both individual and systemic levels. Our content doesn't just tell emotional stories. It shows how these human journeys create ripple effects of positive change, emotional healing, and renewed hope that extend far beyond the original participants to influence entire communities and industries. Our voice is one of compassionate authenticity, emotional enough to honor the depth of these human journeys while remaining respectful of the vulnerability inherent in sharing such personal transformations. We speak with the warmth of someone who understands the weight of emotional stories involving life and death, yet with the clarity of someone who recognizes the importance of these narratives for broader emotional healing and understanding. This balanced approach allows us to explore family legacy moments and incredible comebacks with the gravity they deserve while making the content accessible to anyone interested in the human experiences behind emergency response. We maintain a tone that's consistently engaging and immersive, drawing listeners into the emotional connections and personal transformations, as if they re-experiencing these human journeys alongside the participants. Our storytelling style incorporates natural pauses and emotional resonance that mirror the real-life pacing of these emergency situations and their aftermath, creating an authentic connection with our audience. When discussing the life lessons and renewed hope that emerge from these stories, we adopt a slightly more inspirational tone, not preachy or overly dramatic, but genuinely moved by the resilience and emotional healing we're privileged to share. Most importantly, our voice remains consistently human-centered, always bringing the focus back to the people and their emotional stories rather than the vehicles or technical details. Whether we redescribing a paramedic as personal transformation after a particularly difficult call or a family death journey toward emotional healing years later, our tone remains grounded in the reality of these human experiences. We avoid sensationalism while still capturing the profound impact of these family legacy moments, creating content that's both emotionally resonant and intellectually satisfying for anyone interested in the deeper human journeys unfolding around us every day. Now that you've experienced these profound emotional stories and witnessed the incredible human journeys that transformed emergency medicine forever, what will you do with this newfound understanding? Will you look at the next ambulance you see not just as an emergency vehicle, but as a potential vessel for emotional healing and personal transformation? The life lessons from these 189 incredible comebacks are just historical footnotes. They're reliving proof that emotional connections can revolutionize even the most clinical of environments, creating family legacy moments where science and compassion intersect. I want you to think about this. What emotional stories are unfolding in the vehicles around you right now? What human experiences are being shaped in the cars driving past your home, the delivery trucks making their rounds, or the emergency vehicles responding to calls in your neighborhood? These aren't just machines, they remobile stages for the most meaningful personal transformations and family legacy building. The renewed hope demonstrated in this ambulance's journey proves that every vehicle has the potential to facilitate emotional healing if we're willing to see beyond the metal and mechanics. Here's my challenge to you. Share one emotional story from your own life where a vehicle played a surprising role in your human journey. Comment below about a car, truck, or emergency vehicle that became part of your family legacy or facilitated an incredible comeback in your life. Your story could inspire someone else's emotional healing or renewed hope today. And if these human experiences and life lessons resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to Automotive Legacy Stories and hit that notification bell, because next week we're resharing another emotional story about how a school bus driver's compassion created a community transformation that's still saving lives decades later. Your subscription ensures you won't miss these powerful narratives about the emotional connections that shape our world through the vehicles we often take for granted.